guys, my name is Michael and welcome to a new GTK tutorial. Today we are going to move on in this second tutorial of our GActionMap. We are going to learn the last two functions which are provided for your application. The one is called GActionMap lookup action and another one is a GActionMap remove. So let us see this one the first. It says looks up the action with the name action with the name action name in the action map. If that exists, then it will be returned. If not, then null it will be returned. The parameter is the action cell, is the action map of your application, and the action name is the name of the action which you are searching. Returns the GAction or null. Transfer, as you can see, is none, which means you don't need to free the data after the code is done. In other words, you don't need to call GObject unref or something similar. That being said, let me copy this one and I'm going to search for this information, but this time I'm going to work in startup and not in the create entries in the startup function. And here, after we were creating our actions, basically we are going to call this function. So GAction, because we need a GAction, that this pointer we are going to point it to GActionMap lookup. So GActionMap cast is needed for our application, and the name, let's say open. Now let's say if action, so if we have it, then gprint the action %s was found, and GAction get name will be called on the action. So now let me compile it and run it. I'm going to format it and let's see what happens. And as you can see, it says the action open was found, which means this is the way how you work with this function. You search it, you have it, and then you apply it to some function. Now let us move to the last one, which is GActionMap remove action. It is a function which basically removes a name. The action removes the named action from the action map. So if no action it is, then the map does nothing. So in other words, nothing happens. So what we need the GActionMap and the name of the action. So now let's see. We are going basically to work with it right here, and I'm going to call the function inside the if statement. So what we need to pass, basically the action which we are interested in. In this case it will be the open. Now let me see what happens at this point. The action open was found and it is working fine. As you can see, if I click now the open, everything works fine. This is strange, isn't it? Maybe you are asking yourself, why is that happening? Well, this is very important. There is a reason why I choose to present you in this way, and I didn't call after the if statement but instead inside the if statement. And there is also another reason why I call the open. I choose to use open instead something else. The same story of course applies to close and new. These three actions, you cannot actually remove them because they are targeting. You remember when we were creating here the items, basically we are targeting those actions to the target, but instead what we have a select action. So this one belongs to our items. So in order to remove that one, that's your call. So let me show you. Let me search after the select, and then once that we found it, if we have it, we can remove it. So let me compile it and run it. And says the action select was found, and now we have no action anymore, which means they are gone. Of course they are all three gone because all three were created, all three items with the same action, but the target was different, isn't it? So this is the way how you handle in situation where GActionMap are involved, like we saw at this point. That being said, Thank you guys for watching. If you like it, please subscribe, share with your friends and neighbors, and until next time, see you guys.